Hi, 7th grade. This is my take 2. I messed up the first time, so we're on it for a second time. This is going to be my life now. Ugh. Okay, first of all, I miss you all, and I hope that we can make this e-learning as easy for you as possible. Challenging in the fact that you're learning new math things, but the e-learning part when you're not with us. We want to be there, we want to help, so remember, text or call. Maybe text before you call, but just let Miss Underhill and I know. If you are running into any trouble, let us know. We are here to help, right? So we are starting on 9-1. You need your hardcover book. You need to have it open to page 240 to 241. And today, and I'm putting the date, oh gosh, all right? I'm putting the day mainly to help myself, so that way, if I'm recording ahead at all, that way I know it. So today is Wednesday, April 1st. Happy first day of April. Okay, sorry my head's so close. I want to have this board up so that way you guys can be working through it. Let me swing back to myself. Today is a lot of vocabulary. A lot. So if you are the kind of person like me who needs to get my pretty pens out, get my notebook out and open, and hit pause on this video so that way I can write down each vocabulary word to help it sink into my head a little bit more, do that. If you're like, no, I don't want to do that. The book right here, and I've got a bunch of, here, look, I've got all my sticky notes sitting on it because I'm going to put them on the board, but the book right here has all the vocabulary terms. Us being e-learners, this is basically an open book kind of situation, but we want you to start memorizing these because you're going to need to know them. You're going to need to, you're going to need to know it for 8th grade, moving up and going on to different things. This is definitely like the geometry realm, so you're going to need to know this stuff, okay? So our hope is that we repeat this so many times that it's in your brain. You are going to be like, are you kidding me? We're doing this again. But that repetition is proven to help you remember it. So if you need to hit pause and get your, well, first, if you need to hit pause to get all your stuff ready, do that now. You're going to need your hardcover book. You're going to need your workbook. If you have that workbook and it's stuck in your locker, we link the homework page to it. But take a second, get everything ready, get a pencil, and get your notebook ready, okay? So now, I'm going to turn it over here. We're going to start looking at it, okay? Remember, that's what the beauty is, that you can pause me. Okay, so first word that we are looking at is a point, okay? This one's pretty simple. A point is an exact location. Let me make sure my camera's focused. Point is an exact location in space. It's a point, okay? The next word is a line, which is a continuous set of points in a straight path, okay? If I can set a ruler down and draw a line and go right through each point, that makes it a line, right? Okay, so then the next one is a line segment. The word that gets lost from line to line segment is continuous. Line segment is a part of a line that has 2 endpoints. Okay? Now, building off of a line segment, here comes ray. A ray is a part of a line that has 1 endpoint and continues indefinitely in the opposite direction. It is like a ray is a mix between line and line segment. It's beautiful. Little family. All right, next one. We're taking that ray and we're going with angle. Okay, let me make sure I can see this on the camera. Okay. The angle is a fixture formed by 2 rays with a common endpoint. I take one ray and my other ray, and I have a common endpoint. Now, that common endpoint has a name, all right? It's stuck to the book. And that name is the vertex. Let me make sure my arrow's going straight towards it, okay? That common endpoint where the 2 rays meet is the vertex, okay? That is, the plural word for vertex is vertices, okay? So a common endpoint of 2 rays is the vertex. All right, we're good so far? Remember, pause at any time if you need it. Okay, let me make sure I'm on the next one. It is a plane. Okay, a plane is a flat, two-dimensional surface that extends indefinitely in all directions. Grab your dry erase board for a second. You don't need to write on it, but it is a flat, two-dimensional. 3D comes up, flat, two-dimensional. It's just straight on the board, okay? That extends indefinitely in all directions, going this way, this way, this way, and this way, okay? So I made a little sticky note plane for myself, all right? It's named by at least 3 points in the plane that are not collinear, right? So collinear would be if X, Y, and Z were all on this line, then that wouldn't name a plane. But seeing that these are not all in the same line, this plane is named XYZ. Okay, we'll get into that a little bit more. If I made you confused there, I'm sorry. I think I made myself a little confused there. Okay. Let me go back. Here we go. Okay, so then another word you want to know is coplanar, which are points and lines that lie on the same plane. So X, Y, Z are coplanar. Oh gosh, I'm crinkling things up. This is harder than I thought. All right. So then our next word is intersecting lines. Two lines that cross at exactly one point. I'm on the top of page 241. Look at this. Coplanar lines are either intersecting or parallel. Remember, because these points are not all on the same line, so they're either intersecting or parallel. So if I put one more plot up here, those lines would be intersecting. Okay, so an intersecting line are two lines that cross at exactly one point. Okay, hey, I'm going to make the camera move for a second. Okay. All right, sorry if I make you dizzy. All right, just look away for a second. All right, I'm looking out my window. I'm looking at, oh gosh, it's hard to turn the camera. All right, that is an intersection, intersecting lines. Right here, oh gosh, I'm trying to point. This road right here, see my car? This road right, no, you can't see my car. Oh gosh, sorry if I make, there's my car. Okay, Huron and Oakley, intersecting lines. If you look at a map of the city of Chicago or whatever city that you are living in right now, you are going to see a bunch of intersecting lines. Okay? Sorry for that little field trip to the window. Okay, well, and now, those intersecting lines, the ones I just showed you, Huron and Oakley, are not just intersecting, but they are perpendicular. Lines that intersect at right angles. And then that little square right there signals that it is a right angle. Okay, so when you go and you look at a grid, you're going to see a bunch of intersecting lines and a lot of perpendicular lines. But then you'll see a couple of roads that just go and do their own thing, and that's the just regular intersecting lines. Okay, so now, the next word, hopefully you're still with me and not seasick from taking a trip to the window. Next one is parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines that are in the same plane but do not intersect. The way I remember parallel lines is there's two parallel lines in the word parallel lines. Those L's do not intersect. They go straight next to each other the entire time. So my road, Huron, my street, Huron, and the next street over, I think it's Superior, I don't know, one of them, they never cross. They are parallel lines. They run parallel. When you start driving, you're going to hear that more often. Especially a lot of police officers really know the roads they're driving on because they have that grid in their mind and they've got the spots of the grid that they have to cover. Okay, so parallel lines. Last one I want to talk to you about is skew lines. All right, can you see this? I act like you guys are going to talk back to me. I would love that. Skew lines. Lines that lie in different planes and are neither intersecting nor parallel. Those lines will never, ever cross. They're skewed. They'll never cross. Okay. The last thing I wanted to say, because I found my sticky note, it was buried. Collinear are points that lie on the same line. Collinear. Points that lie on the same line. Okay, that's a lot, right? So hopefully you wrote some things down. Hopefully this helped to just kind of talk through them at the beginning. So now what we're going to do is try these. So you need to have your book open to 241. And give me 1 second because I got to get myself set up. Okay, so when I'm looking at this, try these, we've got to look at this third row, this third column, oh gosh, of how to write them. Name and write the symbol for each figure. Okay, so if I'm looking at array, how do I write array? Well, I'm going to go and look and find my word array. So if I'm looking and it's CP, I draw a small little array right over top of it. Okay, next one. Name and write the symbol for each figure. Number 2. And yes, they need to be capitalized. SR. What goes over top? It is a line segment. So, over top, we're just going to draw a line. No arrows that go with it. Number 3, I'm looking at it, I'm going, okay, which one is this? Oh, it's an angle, all right? So how do I write an angle? Well, I'm looking, now here's the thing. Sorry for this. I have to start at one of these sides. I never start with my vertex, okay? So for number 3, I'm going to draw my little angle piece. So that way when I read it, I know it's an angle. Then I'm going to say angle PQT. Okay? We feeling okay so far? It's not super hard. It's just we have to make sure we know how to write it. Number 4. They show me a plane. I'm looking at it. I'm looking back at this. And I'm thinking about it. So I'm going back and I'm saying a plane. How do I write it? Okay? I write the word plane. And then I look at the letters that are on there. D, E, F. Usually, a good rule of thumb is to go in alphabetical order. All right. Next one, identify the figures in the diagram. I'm going 5 through 8. Remember, you can pause and try these out for yourself and then unpause and check them in with me if you'd like. Okay, so number 5, 5 points. Identify figures in the diagram. Okay, well, points, I'm going back here, all those points. So, number 5, all I need to do is identify the points. So, I'm going to write point Q, R, S, T, and U. Easy. Q, R, S, T, U. Okay, number 6. All right, 8 line segments. Okay, so I'm going back and I'm looking at this. Remember, this is fresh. This is new.